Welcome to another Gene Key Contemplation. The sun is just about to set behind this beautiful mountain, and we're in the sun transit of Gene Key 26. And for anybody who's new to this idea of what is the sun transit about, the short explanation is that every 6 days we move into a new key, a new Gene Key, a new hexagram if you're following I Ching, a new gate if you're into human design. And the energy and the theme of this key, hexagram, or gate amplifies the energy that we will experience individually and collectively. So Gene Key 26, the shadow is pride, the gift is artfulness, and the siddhi is invisibility. I think I'm going to do something different for this Gene Key. I've been contemplating as I've been walking up this mountain here, invisibility, because I've been talking about visibility and getting visible online. It was what the service I was providing and may continue to do if I'm asked. And I was writing in a column in a magazine called the Visibility column, and it was all about how to get visible online on social media. And this sort of interweaves. So you might have heard me talk about MarkeTelling in my previous contemplations or throughout. And my MarkeTelling and my philosophy is that true visibility is about getting visible on our inside, getting visible with who we really are. And the reason why I was so into this type of work was because where I started with just helping people get on camera and share their authentic selves on camera, very quickly their insecurities came up and barriers came up and all sorts of doubts and fears about becoming visible. And so that led to, you have to be visible with your shadows and all that kind of stuff. So how does this tie into invisibility, which is the Siddhic level here? Being invisible. And the other component of this MarkeTelling is that at the highest level perspective, it doesn't matter if you're being visible online or offline. It doesn't matter if you're being visible. It's online or offline is all the same thing. And at the Siddhic level, that's where this invisibility comes from, is that change happens in here. Invisible change. It's about the invisible change that we make that actually has great ripples on the whole world out there. And that might have been a long way of saying that very simple sentence, but that's why I want to start at the Siddhic level and this invisibility. When I read the word at first, I was like, invisibility, how is that a siddhi? But I listened to the audio that Richard Rudd had on this one. And basically that's what he's saying. It's about the invisible change and the change that we make inside of ourselves. Somebody at the Siddhic level understands that invisible change is what is the most important. At the shadow level, we'll jump kind of all over the place here, because I am sort of just collecting my thoughts in this moment as the sun is not visible anymore. The shadow of pride is needing to be right and needing to take, because the ultimate dilemma is fear of lack. And what I realize and why I've sort of taken a pause on the work that I do is because when people hear like, yes, I want to be more visible, they don't really want to hear that the work is in the invisible, that the greatest work is in the not doing. And at the shadow level of pride, you try to do all sorts of things to take and to make sure that you have enough. There's always lack. There's no concept of abundance at the shadow level. There's this need to be right, as I've already mentioned. And ultimately at the shadow level, we forget that we are so great that we can make change from inside. We buy into this idea of our duality, and we forget our true nature, and that if we're taking from someone, we're actually taking from the whole, and we're contributing to the vibration of lack. And if we're always trying to be right, we're making other people wrong, and therefore we're making the universe wrong. So the gift of artfulness is where we, start to understand that we really are all connected. And so we embrace this idea of being all connected and use resources, being resourceful in a way that serves the whole. I'd love to know your thoughts on artfulness. Hopefully this has made sense. And again, it all boils down to, we're either in separation and therefore fear of something, and all the shadows have different flavors of fear. In the case of this one is the fear of lack, and it comes from that deep ancient fear of never gonna have enough, not having enough, and so coming up with all these strategies to take, and that creates an economy that is actually false because it's not coming from the highest understanding of our interconnectedness, and that our vibration, our inner world, is truly creating our world. And if we connect to the highest truth of our innate abundance and our interconnectedness, and we truly are selflessly emitting that vibration, even by doing way, way, way less and becoming way, 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 way less visible as a function of it, that actually makes greater change than posting across all of our social media platforms and taking every opportunity we can take, and making sure we have enough. And I mean, you can feel the vibrational difference. You can. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And I mean, sometimes I think we just need that reminder that it really is that simple. The selfless acts that we do quietly, offline or online, but just in a quiet mountaintop, can make ripples into the cosmos and make great change. I'll see you in the next video.